Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Mass Effect. Okay, so let's get just to remind everyone, this is my Renegade playthrough. I'm going to be continuing in that vein, so every angry kind of notion I can do, every bit of evil that's in the game will be done. So when we left, we were on the Citadel. So first thing to do is a mini game. Captain Henderson reported some unusual energy readings during a patrol of the Argos Row cluster. She had some particular concerns about the Hydra system, but was recalled before her team could investigate further. No patrols are scheduled for that sector. Do you want to send in a recon team? So, back into the world of Mass Effect. Yeah, so, Citadel. The lovely Citadel. I actually think it's a very, very nice space station.
Welcome to the Presidium. Allow me to be your guide.
I mean, you look at it and it's kind of like, it's got the proper toroidal thing going on, which makes sense for kind of the menu. Yeah, it makes sense for the kind of this bit, the Presidium. But I've always wondered why there's gravity on the wards, because presumably there is spin gravity there? I mean, they don't necessarily kind of line up properly, so you'd end up with this weird off-center mass rotation thingy. I don't... You know what? I have a degree in astrophysics, and honestly, you just wouldn't believe it based on the amount of physics I've forgotten over the years. Which is really surprising.
Look at that. Please do not disturb the keepers.
Don't disturb the keepers. So, yeah, I mean, is it? I mean, obviously, all great sci-fi is based on science. Or has a concept which is semi-believable within science, and I do like a lot of the kind of the science behind Mass Effect, I suppose. I mean, it's a fantastic subject. I mean, the concept of Element Zero is a bit suspect. I'm not going to lie. It's so basically it manipulates mass based on the input of an electromagnetic field. Now, our understanding of mass is suspect at best. I mean, the best kind of particle physicists have kind of theorized that it's something to do with Higgs fields, and the Higgs boson, which would be the interaction particle for that. Very complicated maths, very complicated physics. Basic idea is that when something passes through a Higgs field, it theoretically... Oh.
Your investigation is over, Garrus.
My investigation is over.
Commander Shepard, Garrus Vicarian. I was the officer in charge of the C-Sec investigation into Saren.
Sounds like you came up empty.
Saren's a Spectre. Most of his activities are classified. I couldn't find anything solid. But I know he's up to something. Like you humans say, I feel it in my gut.
Feel it in my
The council's
gut.
ready for us, Commander.
Good luck, Shepard. Maybe they'll listen to you.
They might listen to you. Hold on. I'm gonna quickly pop the subtitles on. If I can find where they actually are. This is gonna be me being my normal idiot self. Motion blur. No. Gameplay. Gameplay, of course, is in the first menu. Subtitles, yes. There we go. Right. Back to the game then. So yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so the physics. So yeah, so interaction. So yeah, basically, the whole concept of it. I mean, it's a brilliant mechanic to introduce it. So the concept of something which effectively neutralizes the mass of something, allowing you to travel at the speed of light, is a genius idea.
The hearing's already started. Come on.
Ooh. Where are my subtitles?
The Geth attack is a matter of some concern, but there is nothing to indicate Saren was involved in any way.
The investigation by Citadel Security turned up no evidence to support your charge of treason.
An eyewitness saw him kill Nihilus in cold blood.
We've read the Eden Prime reports, Ambassador. The testimony of one traumatized dock worker is hardly compelling proof.
Sorry about
These
that.
accusations.
Let's see, I have to sneeze there, so just cut the mic.
A friend.
That just let you catch him off guard.
Captain Anderson, you always seem to be involved when humanity makes false charges against me. And this must be your protege, Commander Shepard. The one who let the beacon get destroyed.
You're the one who destroyed the beacon. Then you tried to cover it up.
Shift the blame to cover your own failures. Just like Captain Anderson. He's taught you well. But what can you expect from a human?
You can expect me to kill you the next time we meet.
Your species needs to learn its place, Shepard. You're not ready to join the Council. You're not even ready to join the Spectres. He has no right to say that. That's not his decision.
Shepard's admission into the Spectres is not the purpose of this meeting.
This meeting has no purpose. The humans are wasting your time, Counselor, and mine.
You can't hide behind the Council forever.
There is still one outstanding issue. Commander Shepard's vision. It may have been triggered by the beacon.
Are we allowing dreams into evidence now? How can I defend my innocence against this kind of testimony?
I agree. Our judgment must be based on facts and evidence, not wild imaginings and reckless speculation.
Do you have anything else to add, Commander Shepard?
You've made your decision. I won't waste my breath.
The Council has found no evidence of any connection between Saren and the Geth. Ambassador, your petition to have him disbarred from the Spectres is denied.
I'm glad to see justice was served.
This meeting is adjourned.
It was a mistake bringing you into that hearing, Captain. You and Saren have too much history. It made the Council question our motives.
I know Saren. He's working
Sorry,
with
I'm
the
being a
Geth
bit
for one
quiet
reason,
here, but...
to exterminate the entire human race. Every colony we have is at risk. Every
Ooh,
world
that's
we
a bit
control
harsh.
is in danger. Even Earth isn't safe.
Tell me about this history between you and Saren.
I worked with him on a mission a long time ago. Things went bad. Real bad. We shouldn't talk about this here. But I know what he's like. And he has to be stopped.
We need to deal with Saren ourselves.
As a Spectre, he's virtually untouchable. We need to find some
Virtually
way to expose
untouchable.
him.
What about Garrus, that CSEC investigator? We saw him arguing with the Executor.
That's right. He was asking for more time to finish his report. Seems like he was close to finding something on Saren.
He's a Turian. I don't want him on our side.
Not all Turians are like Saren. If he can help, we need to find him. I have a contact in CSEC who can help us track Garrus down. His name is Harkin.
Forget it. They suspended Harkin last month, drinking on the job. I won't waste my time with that loser.
You won't have to. I don't want the Council using your past history with Saren as an excuse to ignore anything we turn up. Shepard will handle this.
You can't just cut Captain Anderson out of this investigation.
The Ambassador's right. I need to step aside.
I need to take care of some business. Captain, meet me in my office later.
Harkin's probably getting drunk at Cora's Den. It's a dingy little club in the lower section of the wards.
Maybe there's another way to find evidence against Saren.
You should talk to Barla Vaughn over in the financial district. Rumor has it he's an agent for the Shadow Broker.
The Shadow Broker?
An information
Evil
dealer.
bastards.
Buys and sells secrets to the highest bidder. I've heard Barla Vaughn's one of the top representatives. He might know something about Saren, but his information won't come cheap.
You and Saren have a history. What happened?
About 20 years ago, I was part of a mission in the Skillian Verge. I was working with Saren to find and remove a known terrorist threat. Saren eliminated his target, but a lot
Gotta
of people
kill
died
those
along the way.
damn terrorists.
And the
Because,
official
you know,
records
that's
just
obviously the
covered it
crux.
all up. But I saw how he operates. No conscience, no hesitation. He'd kill 1,000 innocent civilians to end a war without a second thought.
Killing innocents doesn't end wars, it causes them.
I know how the world works, Commander. Sometimes you're forced to make unpleasant decisions. But only if there's no other way. Saren doesn't even look for another option. He's twisted, broken. He likes the violence, the killing. And he knows how to cover his tracks.
I should go.
Good luck, Shepard. I'll be over in the ambassador's office if you need anything else. Maybe. But I wouldn't believe everything you hear.
That's just it. I'm hearing it everywhere. It's not...
Apologies for the unexpected hiatus there. Had to help clean the fridge, of all things. So anyway, we're back. For anyone just joining, we are on the Citadel in the original Mass Effect, and we've just had the confrontation with the first meeting with the Council, where I was not very nice, as you can imagine, being this being a Renegade playthrough. So, onwards into the game. Do do do, lift music. Do 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 do, lift music.
Oh, so now we just chase leads while this smug Turian runs around with his Geth troopers.
Oh no, yes, I did try and turn the subtitles on. Let's try that again. That seemed to fail. There we go, hopefully that's got them this time.
That's politics, Chief.
I hate politics.
La 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 la. Right, I think we're gonna go for Garrus. So let's check the journal. Speak to Harkin, who can be found in the lower wards at Cora's Den. Well, that sounds like a lovely place. Let's go there. Sounds like just the sort of place that Shepard would want to hang out, right? Lifts. I understand that they had to kind of get you from point to point, but honestly, I would have preferred a loading screen in this game.
In light of the recent attack on Eden Prime, many colonial investors are pulling their support for future projects. Proponents of expanded human colonization insist that Eden Prime was an isolated case. Nevertheless, colonist enrollment has dropped sharply.
I didn't realise that was actually like the music on the lift music on this was actually from the soundtrack. It's kind of like weird tempo versions of the soundtrack, especially when you get like there's the other one which is actually like the opening theme but like played on a synth, but like very lift music.
Do you really think we'll find him down here?
He always stops in for a few games of Quasar before he makes his drop.
Here we go. Another lift, because apparently one lift to get between point A and point B wasn't quite enough. It's like, why did they make a corridor midway down a lift?
A Solarian excavation team has run into an unexpected problem after unearthing a Prothean dig site. Hanar protesters have blockaded the dig site, claiming that artifacts of the Enkindlers, as the Hanar call them, should not be disturbed. The excavation team has appealed to Hanar representatives on the Citadel to reach a diplomatic solution.
There we go. Okay, so trying to remember the quickest way to get to places. It's been a long time since I played this game. Run! Run! Because apparently you can only run when you get a gun out, you know. Like it's always been the case. Also, when you think about it, that's an odd run. I mean, I don't know. I suppose if you stretch your arms out in front of you and kind of hold them together and try and run, you're not going to be the most elegant of creatures. But,
That's him. I've lost shields!
Already? God. Oh, I hate that, the cooldown mechanic. Where's the other one? The other one's this way. Okay. Charge! Oh. Damn. I keep thinking I'm playing one of the later games. No, this isn't going well. Retreat! Retreat! An attack! Yes! Totally destroyed it. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things you really notice about like, going back and playing the original Mass Effect, is that the combat system is just so primitive.
Sorry, I'll get to you when I can.
I don't think the subtitles have turned on. Why do they... Back. Do you wish to continue? Changes you've made... No? Oh, confirm selections and exit. You know what? That's just ridiculous. Who needs a special button to press to do that? Right?
Are I got business here, but not with you.
Yay. Finally working.
Go away. I'm not interested in talking.
I'm not interested in talking with you either, apparently.
Back off, Rex. Fist told us to take you down if you showed up. What are you waiting for? I'm standing right here. This is Fist's only chance. If he's smart, he'll take it. He's not coming out, Rex. End of story.
End of story.
This story is just beginning.
I always love the Krogans. I always think they did such a good job with the design.
What was that all
They, especially like the skin, like it's weird. They got the human skin completely wrong, but I always feel like they got the Krogans dead on. Really weird.
Alliance military. I could have been a Marine, you know. Instead, I joined the goddamn
Yeah, sure you could.
security. Biggest mistake of my life.
I'm looking for a C-Sec officer, a Turian named Garrus.
Garrus? You must be one of Captain Anderson's crew. Poor bastard, still trying to bring Saren
Bring
down.
Saren down, eh?
I know where Garrus is, but you gotta tell me something first. Did the captain let you in on his big secret?
Just tell me where Garrus is before this gets ugly.
But it's all related, don't you see? The captain used to be a Spectre. Didn't know that, did you? It was all very hush-hush.
Hush-hush, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Given that honor, and then he blew it. Screwed up his mission so bad they kicked him out. Of course, he blames Saren. Says the Turians set him up.
You're
Why
lying.
should I believe a drunk like you?
Fine, ask Anderson. I bet he tells you. He's too stupid and proud to lie right to your face.
Just tell me where Garrus went.
Garrus was sniffing around Dr. Michelle's office. She runs the med clinic on the other side of the wards. Last I heard, he was going back there.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, good. Go. Let me drink it.
Yeah, bugger off, you person. Because things and crap and stuff.
Maybe it's not true. Larkin's an ass. Bet he's just messing with her.
So, while we're enjoying a piece of classic science fiction, let's, well, I think I might talk about another piece of classic science fiction, which I've recently enjoyed. The, ooh, which one? So I subscribe to Audible, the audiobook service. I'm sure you're well aware of it. Everyone is, because it's advertised to heck. Loading screen, and yeah, so yeah, it's advertised to the nth degree. I mean, just a ridiculous amount. But it does have an incredibly good array of science fiction, which is the result, and he's taking up about 80% of my playlist at the moment. Let's have a look. What have I listened to recently? So at the moment I'm listening to the Ark Royal series by Christopher G. Nuttall. It's pretty straightforward sci-fi. Nothing exceptional. Kind of quite procedural sci-fi, I suppose. But it's quite mindless listening. It's you never kind of go, "Ooh, that's a difficult subject," and I've just come back up to Magical Corridor. That was a waste of time. Yeah, so it's quite basic. It's very British. I mean, there's a lot of good sci-fi out there. I mean, things like Doctor Who and stuff like that, and you can tell that there's kind of been an influence there. It reminds me a lot of another book I read years ago. I can't even think who the author is. The name of the book's His Majesty's Starship. And I had the same sort of British territorial joy to it, I suppose. You know, it's all about the renewed power of Britain in space. Kind of the same way that Doctor Who kind of has that same, you know, like when it comes to reaching the stars, the Americans are not the people. It's ended up being the British and the Indians, and you know, the former colonies of empire, which is an odd choice for science fiction, I think. Open door.
I didn't tell anyone, I swear.
That was smart, Doc. Now if Garrus
Sure.
goes around, you stay smart. Keep your mouth shut, or we'll... Who are you? Let her go.
The weird thing about 80% of all science fiction is kind of the American bravado in space. Going guns a-blazing, akin to what I've just done. Run out of bullets, or not bullets, run out of heat sinks, because we don't use bullets in the future. As you well know. Yeah, I mean, it's a... I mean, there's a bit to be said for it, but it does result in quite procedurally in first generation. I mean, I think for every original bit of American type sci-fi,
Lock on and stay down.
there's yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird. It's like the remake of, or the film they made of Starship Troopers, where the first one was very... Yeah, I mean, the first Starship Troopers film kind of kept the basic concept. And I think, you know, it changed a few things here and there, but it did, you know, it kept the understanding of the original Heinlein work. You know, maybe changed it so it was a bit more fascistic.
There wasn't time to think. I just reacted. I didn't mean to... Dr. Michelle, are you hurt?
No, I'm okay. Thanks to you. All of you.
Why were they threatening you?
I mean, Heinlein probably ranks as my favourite classic science fiction
They
author.
wanted to shut me up, keep me from telling Garrus
Because it's a
about
bit
the
more... It's a bit more culturally aware
A few
than
days
some
ago,
of the others. I mean...
Quarian came by my office. She'd been shot. But
I don't know. I mean, you got the great three, I suppose, haven't you? Which is Asimov, Heinlein, and Arthur C. Clarke.
She wanted to trade
And
information in exchange
Arthur C.
for a
Clarke
safe place to hide.
always has a kind of British touch to it. I mean, it's a nice touch.
Where is she now?
I put her in contact with Fist. He's an agent for the
It's
Shadow
Not anymore. Now he
it's
works
the
for
sort
Sarah.
of thing that
The
you know,
Shadow Broker isn't too
you can
happy
really
about
get
it.
into.
Fist betrayed the
Arthur C.
Shadow
Clarke.
Broker?
I've never come
That's
across
stupid even for him.
something where you kind of
Sarah
2/3
must have
of the
made
way
quite
through
the
thinking,
effort.
I wish it would just end. I mean, I'm thinking like things like Rama.
What else can you tell me about
the original Rendezvous with Rama,
Not
which
sure.
is fantastic.
Like I said, she wanted to trade information
Kind
for a
of
place to hide. She
Good,
didn't-
you know, cylindrical habitats sort of thing, and the way it comes to
Yes.
life, and
Her
the
information
the
had something
detail
to
he
do with
puts
the
into it, and things like that.
Be able to link Saren to the Geth.
And
There
then
was no way
things
the
like
Council could ignore this.
2001, you know, which it was probably one of the first like classic sci-fi books I read.
This is your
Between that and
shot.
Foundation, I
But
can't
want to
remember
bring
which
Saren
one I
down
read
as much as
first.
you do. I'm coming with you.
I don't need a Turian shooting me in the back when I least expect it.
All Turians are not the same. I'm not
Not
like
like
Saren.
Saren.
I couldn't find the proof I needed in my investigation, but I knew what was really going on. Saren is a traitor to the Council and a disgrace to my people.
You can come along, but I'll be watching you.
I'm watching
know
you,
we aren't
bad
the only
boy.
ones going after Fisk. Shadow Broker hired a
Yeah.
Krogan bounty hunter.
I mean, I think recently I've kind of moved away
Yeah, we saw him in the bar.
from
We can
the
handle this on our own. Let's go.
from the classic. Take Garrus and Kate, and Caden, I think.
I never properly thanked you for saving
And,
me from thugs, Commander.
yeah, so I kind of moved
don't
away
know
from
what
that now,
would
and
happen
I
if you hadn't.
recently, I have to admit, I've kind of ended up sticking with British science fiction authors. You've got, you know, your Alistair Reynolds, your Ian M. Banks, or I keep forgetting his name, Peter F. Hamilton. All of who are genuinely great science fiction writers. If you literally had time to read one series, I think I would probably say some of the
what you have for sale.
Peter F. Hamilton stuff. It would probably be a great choice. I've never got round to the Greg Mandel trilogy. I was considering that actually. When I was having a look today, because I've got another audiobook available to me. So yeah, possibly Greg Mandel or the Greg Mandel trilogy, or I don't know. I've been waiting for them to, and I'm really hoping they do put the Neutronium Alchemist, Peter F. Hamilton as well, up. And that, I think, it's kind of got that. It's space opera. Space opera is really what I'm into, I think. I struggle with lighter science fiction, or let's piss Conrad Burner off.
The hero of Eden Prime. I am so honored to meet you.
Do I know you?
No.
So,
no, I'm just a fan. One of your biggest fans, actually. My name is
yeah.
Conrad.
So you've got
Conrad Werner.
that sort
they
of.
Say you killed more than 100 Geth on Eden Prime.
I don't have time for this, Conrad.
Yeah, you Peter F. Hamilton. Alistair Reynolds. I have.
Oh, I see how it
chewed through
Commander
Alistair Reynolds
Shepard
stuff,
doesn't
but
have time for the little
it's all not his
Far be
kind
it
of
for me to get
main
in your
series.
way.
The stuff I've
You will
read,
be a
like
hero.
I read Pushing Ice, which is that's great. The Poseidon's Children series which is published over the past 3 years, is fantastic. I mean, if you like your kind of space opera, and that's quite good because it's not the kind of classic Americans going out and doing stuff. I mean, because it's set around kind of the dynasty of an African family who are, there's the idea is basically there's been some sort of revival of African culture, and the gist of the story basically follows how all the businesses and things like that have all kind of sprung out of it. And yeah, so you start with the matriarch of the family dies, and the family comes together for the funeral, and it's slowly kind of like secret. This sounds really bad because it makes it sound like I'm reading some sort of review, but the kind of secrets of the family are revealed over the course of the first book, and then the second book kind of is the next generation, and kind of they're still finding out more, and the final book really kind of ties everything together, and but also really makes you think. And that's what I like. I do like to think. I do like to think, as opposed to those days when I just don't think, ever.
In entertainment news, Francis Kidd has announced plans to direct Hamlet
Lifts.
with Elcor cast
Well, they spent so long animating these as well,
dramatic
obviously,
theater
that they
to
just went,
Elcor
we've got to put
Hamlet
lifts
who
in.
uses Elcor body language and pheromones. Kit claims that he's also excited by giving a human audience the chance to judge Hamlet by his deeds and not his emotions.
Oh, I'll tell you what I also I've kind of churned through recently, and they've just made a TV series of it actually, and I will say I've watched it. the Expanse series by James S. A. Corey. They're writing. I thought it was one guy. I had this image based on the name of some like 80-year-old kind of. I don't know how to describe it. Like 80 years old guy goes to these like old school science fiction conventions. Oh, you know, things aren't as good as they used to be. And it turns out it's these two Americans, and they write just dead on, bang on sci-fi, and it's in that tradition of great space opera.
Go on, get out of here.
Get out of here.
Do I know you, human?
I'm going after Fist. I don't want you getting in my way.
Now I recognize you. Commander
yeah, so like the first book, Leviathan Wakes, has just been made in, well, it's been made in the TV series The Expanse. Or the first half of it has, which really surprised me because I kind of started watching the series and the pacing just seemed off.
Chance if we all work together.
My people
and I couldn't quite pin my finger on why. Like I was kind of thinking, unless they're going to race through the last bit of the series, because I knew it was 10 episodes. We got to episode 9, and I'm there kind of like, well, there's a lot to happen to get to the end of the series. Turns out they've done the first book as 2 parts. Now whether they keep that up, in which case, you know, they're expecting this to run for, you know, 14 years or something like that if they run to the full publication schedule, because there's another 2 books in the offing. And yeah, I mean, if there is another 2 books in the offing, that's going to be amazing. So the first book kind of starts off slow and then kind of gets in and grabs you. And then the second book is very much, we've set up the world, and we've kind of set up the politics of this world, and the politics becomes very important later on. And it kind of continues the story. And I kind of thought, oh, if they've somehow managed to make like 5 books out of this, I'm not, at this point, I'm not sure. And then you get to the end of that book, and the whole thing, I mean, the story itself is great. It really keeps you in the world. But you kind of, it goes on. And it's very much a linking book to get you to the third book. And the third book is where the universe really, really expands. In, you know, fantastic way, and all of a sudden you've been in this kind of, you feel like you've been in this cramped situation, and you get these new concepts, this new way of looking at the universe, at the universe in which the story takes place. The 4th book is very much a human story, and then the 5th book, if it turned out the 5th book was the last book, I honestly don't know how the publishers could live with themselves.
I'm an investigative journalist working here on the Citadel.
Because
could I have a moment of your time?
I don't have time to give interviews, Ms. Wong.
I don't want an interview. I'm looking for information. I've been hunting for evidence of corruption and organized crime on the Citadel,
honestly, I've never been so grabbed by a book.
I was hoping you might share anything you find during your own investigation. I can make it worth your time.
I always wanted to know the next thing. It's kind of, it's odd because the previous books have kind of very much run on 2 story arcs linking together, and it didn't. It ran as kind of, I mean, it could almost have been written as 4 short stories and what each of the characters did.
Goodbye, Ms. Wong.
I see, Commander. I apologize.
And I mean, it just kept coming, sort of thing. And you're like, you know, you think, oh, this is starting to lull, this is starting to lull. And then you encountered like something through like a news report, but from one of the other characters, and it would be a vital story point for one of the other characters. you're just, why is this not being done from this person? And then you get that person in that moment kind of being there. And I just, you know, and he just kept going. And it's just like, oh, you know, this character, you go, oh, this character, oh, they're all going to meet up. No, keeping them separate and keeping the story fresh, and it just worked so well. No, we're coming. Shoot, 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 shoot. This armor is the worst armor in the universe. At least in this galaxy. I am really looking forward to Mass Effect. That is going to be a legacy. Also nice. It'll be nice to return to the universe, but in a different way. In the same way, like, when you play something like, say, Fallout, the universe itself is so fleshed out. And like the intricacies of the universe and the details they put in. Some of the details, I mean, the lore is fantastic in Fallout. I think Bethesda do very good lore. It is so fleshed out in like the best possible way. And I think Mass Effect's done a fairly good job of this as well. And kind of, but the Mass Effect, like, the story kind of gets to you through the or the background gets to you through like the codex entries and stuff like that. You know, which you kind of have to sit there and read if you know, if you actually want to find this stuff out. And I mean, I'm not going to go in this part. If you're playing yourself and you've never done it, I highly recommend you sit down and every time you see the little codex that flash up, read the story, read the information, because I guarantee you it's fascinating to see how they operate the universe.
Stop right there. Don't come any closer.
Don't come any closer or I'll have to shoot you in the head.
Must be dead.
Stay back or we'll shoot.
I just killed 50 bodyguards to get in here. What do you think I'll do to you?
Screw Fist. He doesn't pay us enough for this.
I love that. I'm quite enjoying this badass playthrough. It's a great way. I've known, as I said in the original or in the first episode, or first part of the playthrough, I suppose, which incidentally is available on my YouTube channel. If you just search RGB 424, I will at some stage end up putting a link on the Twitch play. Wow, words fail. That's good. Useful when you try to do a stream.
Hold the line. Enemy is everywhere.
Oh, that didn't work. I died. I think that's actually the first time I've died in this playthrough. I suppose it's the first real opportunity I've had to die, but so yeah, I've got, so yeah, as I say, I've put this up on my YouTube channel. So yeah, once I finish the once I finish the stream, I'll post the stream. I might have to do a bit of editing. I might have to download it and re-upload it because there's a bit of a gap while I went to clean the fridge. But you know, do what you do. Just die, you horrible person. I just killed a bartender. That's not nice. I don't like bartenders, they're nice people, they give you drinks. Okay, well this is just gonna get embarrassing if I keep dying here. Right. Maybe I need to take a different weapon. Let's go with the shotgun. In fact, I've probably got upgrades available for everyone, including myself. Yay! Let's plow a few into soldier, bit into pistols. Oh. We'll do talent points. One soldier. One to assault training. One to combat armor. Yay, shield boost. Oh, there you go. Everyone heal up.
Looks like
Oh, what else good sci-fi wise is there at the moment? Ah, of course, Martian. No, that was good. That was a great film, great book. Book's brilliant. Again, that's as I say, I mostly consume my my entertainment through dying through audiobooks. And if you get a chance, or if you have Audible, or whatever you're doing, try and get hold of a copy of that audiobook, because it is just fantastic. It really grabs the character in a way that the film doesn't. I'm sure the book does. I mean, it goes more into the science, which, you know, science. You gotta love science, right? We all love science. And ooh, looks like yeah, I mean, it goes into science in a big way. It goes into the psychology of the character in a much deeper way. Not in like the kind of, I think it took the hero mentality away from it, which I think, you know, Hollywood films will always have, you know, the hero has to be not perfect, you know, but he might be flawed, but he's flawed in the right way, sort of thing. You would never say Matt Damon was a, you know, any character Matt Damon plays is bad. And I suppose, like, it's weird. What I did find odd actually was Interstellar, where again, I mean, it's kind of, it's that thing of he's not, the character who plays in Interstellar is not a fundamentally evil person, and you know, it's the driven to it by the situation we're in, and you know, I could understand that. I think if I was trapped on an alien planet with no hope but my dear self.
Lost shields.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably be willing to go evil. Am I fundamentally, I don't know, that's a weird thing to try and think. Am I fundamentally capable of being evil?
Enemy is everywhere.
If the situation called for it. I think this is the thing, like, I'd like to think I'm not. But do I know myself well enough to be able to equivocally,
all the real guards must be dead.
unequivocally
Stay back,
say that?
I just killed 50 bodyguards to get in here.
I don't know.
What do you think I'll do to you?
Let them sweat.
Screw Fist. Doesn't pay us enough for this.
It would be interesting. I would love to be in the situation. I've always loved space. I mean, like, as long as I can remember. As I've said, I went back. So I did an undergrad degree in physics. It took a couple of years trying to be a grown up. I'm still trying, and failing most of the time. And yeah, so but yeah, I think space is one of those things you've got to have a real passion for.
Wait! Don't kill me, I surrender!
Tell me where the Quarian is, and I won't have to shoot you in the kneecaps.
She's not here, I don't know where she is, that's the truth.
That's the truth, man.
Put a round in his leg, see if he talks.
Wait, I don't know where the Quarian is, but I know where you can find her. The Quarian isn't here, said she'd only deal with the Shadow Broker himself.
Impossible. The Shadow Broker only works through his agents.
I told
Nobody
him.
meets the Shadow Broker, ever. Even I don't know his true identity. But she
No
didn't know
one
that.
does.
I told her I'd set a meeting up. But when she shows up, it'll be Saren's men waiting for her.
Tell me where that meeting is before I blow your lying head off.
Here on the wards, the back alley by the markets. She's supposed to meet them right now. You can make it if you hurry.
Too many people died here, Fist. You don't get to walk away.
That Quarian's dead if we don't go now.
Wow. Evil Shepherd is cold. I'm trying to get out the way. Ooh, get out the way. And yes, I know there's a word that goes in that song there.
Hostile contact!
Lost shield!
Enemy is everywhere!
Well, can't just run out. Still getting experience points while I'm dead. That's, you know, positive. Apparently ghosts can get XP. Useful to know. Yeah, so yeah, as I say, space is one of those things I think you've got to have the passion, the drive to get involved with. So yeah, I did my masters in astrophysics. So I feel qualified to talk about science fiction and stuff like that. Obviously, because, you know, you need to be qualified to talk about sci-fi, right?
I'm on it!
Rule 1.
I'm on it!
Science fiction. Although I will say a lot of the best science fiction is written by scientists. I know that Asimov wrote his first science fiction. So I love the story. It's something I constantly tell people. Isaac Asimov's first science fiction was he was learning to write academic papers, and he wanted to have this practice. So this is what because Isaac Asimov was a chemist, professional chemist, and this is when he's doing his PhD. So he's learning to write the academic paper. He's got to, he's trying to get his head around how it all works, and he goes to his professor. Oh, well, can I have a go at writing something? I go, well, we haven't got any papers. He goes, well, can I just make up the subject? Sure, okay. So off he goes, and he writes this paper about a material that outputs more energy than it inputs, which, you know, if you know anything about science, is impossible. There's no way to end up with a reaction whereby you get more energy out than there is in the system. You can create reactions where let's go sniper.
Did you bring it?
Where's the Shadow Broker? Where's Fist?
Yeah, so so you can have this kind of physical situation whereby the system itself outputs more energy than is initially put in, but you kind of use it to start the reaction, and then the chemical bonds break, etc., etc. But you still need to input a certain base level of energy, sort of. You know, which just fine, makes sense. the... Oh, God, I hate the sniper rifle in this game. There we go. So, yeah, so he writes this paper. Sorry, back to the story, which I started telling about half an hour ago. Yeah, so he...
You've got proof Saren is working with the Geth.
So he writes this paper, gives it back to his professor, and the professor reads it and goes, "Wow, this is amazing!" And he told him basically, "Oh, you should go and get it published." And this is back in the 1940s, 1950s. So you've got the kind of golden age of science fiction. So you've got the magazines, the kind of the pulp science fiction.
You're not making my life easy.
And yeah, so he so he goes and get it published, and he got some money, and he started doing that on this kind of on the side, and eventually made that his full-time career. Even though he's still, I believe, he was still a professor of chemistry.
This Quarian can help us bring down Saren. I would have told you that if you hadn't jumped down my throat.
I apologize, Commander. This whole thing with Saren has me a bit on edge. Maybe we should just start at the beginning, Miss...
My name is Tali. Tali Zora Naraya.
We don't see many Quarians here. Why did you leave the flotilla?
I was on my pilgrimage. My rite of passage into adulthood.
Where's the proof you promised?
During my travels, I began hearing reports of Geth. Since they drove my people into exile, the Geth have never ventured beyond the Veil. I was curious. I tracked a patrol of Geth to an uncharted world. I waited for one to become separated from its unit. Then I disabled it and removed its memory core.
I thought the Geth fried their memory cores when they died. Some kind of defense mechanism.
What did you find out?
Most of the core was wiped clean, but I salvaged something from its audio banks.
Eden Prime was a major victory. The beacon has brought us one step closer to finding the conduit.
That's Saren's voice. This proves he was involved in the attack.
Saren won't get out of this one.
Wait, there's more. Saren wasn't working alone.
Eden Prime was a major victory. The beacon has brought us one step closer to finding the conduit.
And one step closer to the return of the Reapers.
I don't recognize that other voice, the one talking about Reapers.
Who could it be?
I feel like I've heard that name before.
According to the memory core, the Reapers were a hyper-advanced machine race that existed 50,000 years ago. The Reapers hunted the Protheans to total extinction, and then they vanished. At least, that's what the Geth believe.
Sounds a little far-fetched.
The vision on Eden Prime. I understand it now. I saw the Protheans being wiped out by the Reapers.
The Geth revere the Reapers as gods, the pinnacle of non-organic life, and they believe Saren knows how to bring the
Odd choice for
back.
gods, but we will accept your donations.
They won't believe you anyway. Just keep them out of this.
We have to tell them. Even if they don't believe anything else, this proves Saren is a traitor.
The captain's right. We need to present this
Fine,
to the
disagree
council
with me.
right away.
I know I'm right.
What about
in the
her?
long run.
Quarian.
My name is Tali. You saw me in the alley, Commander. You know what I can do.
Oh.
Let me come with you.
I think this is more than you can handle.
She's already survived a run-in with the Geth Shepherd, and we need all the help we can get. Take her with you. Anderson and I will go ahead to get things ready with the council. Take a few minutes to collect yourself, then meet us in the tower.
Okay, well, I think that's where I'm going to leave it for tonight. So, if you're watching this on YouTube, or if you happen to be watching, follow me on Twitter at RGB424, and that's where you'll find out when the streams are. I normally stream on Wednesdays and Fridays. I'm not going to be streaming this Friday, because I have a work commitment, unfortunately. But I will be streaming on Saturday, but I won't be streaming this. I'll be hoping to get some streaming in from the Division beta. So I hope you'll join me then, and have a nice morning, evening, noon, or night, to quote the mighty Truman. Goodbye.